Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? I'm fresh off the clock, going home, getting ready to start my motherfucking kicking time. But peep game, man, we gotta get into this shit, man. And that's I covered all the fights primarily from this past weekend. I didn't get to see Jermaine Franklin. I'm really upset about that because I wanted to see him fight, and because I didn't even know he was fighting. I'm like, God damn, I like that he's getting his shine now. I'm loving that shit, man. But Andy fucking Cruz. Shout out to Ring IQ, man, because he's a dude that I really go to him, go to his channel to get my information from. He's one of the main ones. He's definitely the main one, but it's a factor of other dudes that I go and I listen to. And with him, it was somebody, I forget who it was on his panel, that said, "Yo, man, these Cuban fighters, they don't always translate or the amateurs don't always translate into the pros. Cubans they have a reputation of being, really prolific Cuban schooled amateur boxers." But a lot of times it doesn't translate into the pros because you mastered the art of being a 3 round fighter, which is like, yeah, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense, man. So they was kind of, a lot of people was like, man, you know, can you transition into the pros, man? And what I saw from him with the caliber of dude that they threw him in there with, this nigga went 10 rounds and never looked gassed in his professional debut, bro. That's showing signs of a really, really, really standout individual, bro. Just on gas tank alone, because usually they build you. All right, we'll put you in the 4 rounder. All right, cool. We'll put you in a 6 rounder now. You gonna do 6 rounders? Jared Anderson is just now having a 10 round bout, bro, against Charles Martin. Just now, they put this dude in there in a 10 rounder in his debut fight, bro. That is incredible. And this is a tough guy. Now, I don't know if I can't too much say much about his power, and I won't judge him on his power just yet because Burgos never looked hurt and out of it. Like his legs never looked like they was taken from up under him. He seemed to keep, he was he never got buzzed to the point where his feet were ready to leave him, and he was looking at hitting the deck. He was woozy. His faculties wasn't there. He was never in that type of danger, but it was just like he couldn't get out of the way of the shots, and he couldn't predict where the shots were going to land. And even with that being said, he's a tough fighter. You dig? Like a lesser fighter would have been, he possibly would have got him the fuck up out of there. He possibly would have got him the fuck up out of there, touching him up top, touching him to the body. I'm just looking at the punch placement on this dude, throwing 5 and 6 punch combinations, and 3 and 4 punches out of those combinations are landing flush. I'm like, yo, this dude is a problem. Incredible feet, switch hitting. I'm like, yo, this dude is the goods, man. And he's already an interim champ. Is he? I think he's an interim champ already. And if that isn't bad enough, a lot of times people can show you that in the first half of the fight, and even by the mid rounds. By the time the mid rounds come around, you see that energy start to dissipate. They're not as sharp as they once were. They're eating shots. You dig? They just, you getting drowned in deep water. It's just a multitude of factors that go into play when someone just isn't equipped to be in a 10 round fighter. This dude went in his professional debut and wasn't even breathing out of his mouth in the 10th round. Just an incredible time. I'm like, yo, if Andy Cruz fought Frank Martin on Saturday, Frank Martin loses that fight. He loses that fight. Just the looks that this dude was giving people, I'm like, yo, this kid is incredible. I don't know, I don't want to call him a kid. I think, he got to be in his late 20s. He has to be in his late 20s. There's no reason why they fast track him like that. This dude he has to be in his late. I don't know how old he is exactly, and he looked like yo, man, this dude is done growing, literally, height wise and just, mass wise. He looks like he's done growing, man. But this dude was the truth. I'm tweaked watching this dude. I'm like, yo, this is his professional debut, and he's looking like this against a dude of this caliber, a tough out. I'm like, yo, this is a bad man right here. This is a bad motherfucker. And you do this for 10 rounds and you're not breathing out your mouth. You're smiling. You cutting angles just as fast as you was cutting them in the first round. You're pivoting back to the center of the ring just as effectively and as fluently as you was in the first round and win the 10th. Your output is still the same as it was in the first round as it is in the 10th round. Like, it's just, I'm like, yo, this dude is the truth. This dude is the truth. This new influx of Cuban fighters, it's like they're kind of starting to break away from the amateur, just nah, bro. We not about to be economical with our shots. The days of Rigo and Lara might be done with. We're seeing Rosie Ramirez. We're seeing Andy Cruz. We're seeing David Morrell. These Cuban school fighters aren't as Cuban schooled as they once were. These dudes they come in here to put you down and put on the show. They come in to put on the show. And I love it. I love Lara as well, man. I was a much bigger fan of Lara than I was Rigo. Because I think Lara was a dude where if you like when he fought Jared Hurd forced him, forced to pay, you're gonna have to keep me off you. So you're gonna have to you can't just throw 1-2s with me. You can't just throw 1-2s with me. You're gonna have to let 3 and 4 and 5 of them go. I'll you know, I'll in certain spaces Lara would turn into an offensive juggernaut than others. Than other spaces. He can get away with that with a Terrell Gachet. Just fighting off of the back foot and walking you into shots and just keeping you off balance and he not being able to cut the ring off effectively. You can do that in front of him. You can't do that in front of a Jared Hurd. You can't do that in front of a Paul Williams. You can't do that in front of a Canelo Alvarez in all actuality. You're going to have to fight. But if you're not of that ilk that's going to force me to fight, I'm going to just 1-2 you to death. To the point where the crowd is going to count down from 10 every time the end of the round is coming up. We're not seeing this. It's like these Cubans are turning over a new leaf. They're coming a lot more offensively minded. It's not defense first. It's not footwork first. They're putting on the show is dazzling. What Andy Cruz did on Saturday was dazzling, bro. The feet, I was like, yo, this dude is nasty. This dude is nasty, man. Shots up top, calculated shots to the body. Ending the combination with a body shot. Ending up top, bro. I'm like, yo, this dude is the truth, man. He put on a clinic on Saturday, man. These Cuban school fighters in the now are turning over a new leaf, and I think he's going to be all right. So I'm not mad at him calling out Keyshawn. I'm not. And that's a fight that I would look forward to having. That's definitely, yo, man, we kind of need that fight. Because Keyshawn ain't having it, man. What else have you done besides beat me in amateur? You ain't, like, who the fuck is you? Because that ain't no amateur style that Andy Cruz is having. He's working with Bozy, too. That's a good look for Bozy. That's a real good look for Bozy. You got Boots and you got Cruz. That's a good look for Bozy. But this dude is the goods, man. This dude is the goods. I'm seeing offense and defense. And I'm seeing almost more offense than I'm seeing defense. Them feet, I'm really like, yo, this dude is about to be a problem. So I was real impressed with what I saw, man. I wonder what his next fight is going to be. I know Matchroom doesn't have the biggest. They don't have 135. They're not stacked with 135 pounders like that. Only 35 pounder that the zone has, to my knowledge, is William Zepeda, and William Zepeda is a Golden Boy fighter. So could they possibly get them two on the man? That would be dope. That would be real dope. It would be dope to see if someone like Andy Cruz can offset William Zepeda's volume and offensive output with 10 punch combinations. Nigga just bombing. That would be dope, man. I'm really impressed with this Cuban dude, man. Like I'm just real tweaked off of the gas tank, off stamina alone, bro. There's no reason why a amateur is going 10 rounds in his debut fight, and he's not even looking like he's gassing. Maybe that's just the caliber opponent he was in with. It's a different story when the motherfucker is giving you resistance. They're timing you, they're making you miss, and they're making you pay, or they're just making you miss. That wears on you mentally, that fatigues you as well. So maybe it's a different ball game when he's in there with somebody who's a lot sleeker. Maybe he's a little bit more fatigued when he's in there with someone who can counter. Maybe he's in a lot. Maybe he gets a little fatigued a little bit faster when he's in there with someone who can lead. They don't have problems landing the jab. They don't have problems landing the hooks. They can catch you when you switch hitting. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out when we get there, man. But as of now, the dude is the truth. The feet and everything, just the offense, just his offensive repertoire is there. So I'm pretty high up on this dude as of now. I'm not even pretty high. I'm very high on this dude. Like I think this dude is about to be a problem at 135 pounds, bro. I think he's about to be a problem. Like immediately, like 5 fights into his professional career, this dude is. We talking about title contenders, just like Lomachenko, just like Lomachenko. Even though Loma was 2 fights in before he got a title shot. I think get this man. I don't even think he should weigh 5, man. If he's looking like that in his professional debut, step him up with someone who's gonna give him a little bit more resistance to see how he does, and gauge off of that. And that's what's dope about Matchroom. They fast track you fast. Like, nah, bro, it's sink or swim over here. If you sink, it ain't gonna you ain't gonna end up at the bottom of the ship with the Titanic, nah. But we gonna know who you are. You're gonna get tested over here. We don't hide behind the the superstardom shit. No, you're the cash cow. No, we're not hiding behind that. You lose, you lose. You Canelo, you're gonna lose to Bivol. You Joshua, you're gonna lose to Usyk. You Joshua, you're gonna lose to Ruiz. You better come over here and make your bones, man. I dig that shit. So in the next fight or two, I'm real curious to see what it is that he's gonna do. I'm real curious to that. Because what I saw last night, I keep saying last night, what I saw on Saturday night was a really good account for himself, man. So shout out to the Cubans, man. If y'all can keep producing these caliber of fighters where they're not defensively minded, first and foremost, it's a good balance between offense and defense. Yo, man, oh me, oh my. So shout out to Andy Cruz, good win, great win. Future's looking bright for that dude, bro. Future is definitely looking. Look at my damn cat just chilling outside, like she ready to come in. My cat a trip, bro. Now she about to come over here and meet me at the car. Like, damn, nigga, let me in the house. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. But yeah, man, that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Doses.